Good morning, everyone. This is Dr. Franco Taylor. And like I always like to say, great day, great day, great day. It's a wonderful, wonderful opportunity for us to be able to, for me to be able to talk to you and for you to be able to hear me. So we're doing well this morning. And as usual, we're here broadcasting on WMPR 90.1 FM out of the Delta, I like to say, out of Jackson, Mississippi. And this is the Right Stuff Helps radio broadcast every Tuesday morning from 7 to 8. We're going to be here with you, bringing you life-changing information. And today is no different. Okay, we're bringing you good stuff today. Just remember that you can always call us at 901-425-2273. 901-425-2273. If you have questions, if you want to talk about a protocol for yourself, you want a consultation, you want to find out about our products, our websites, whatever it is, you got questions, you can call us at 901-425-2273. Today, we'll open up for questions. If you have them, you like to call in with a live question that you haven't been able to get answered from your medical practitioner or whomever, not knocking, just saying we've got answers in some cases that they don't have, because we're going to talk to you straight, uncut, no chaser. Okay. So if so, we'll give that number out when it's time for questions. But you can reach us at www.rightstuffhealth.com. That's rightstuffhealth.com. And of course, you can also email us at info@rightstuffhealth.com. Right stuff. That's right. We keep putting it at you. Right stuff, right stuff, right stuff. You've spent many, many years using the wrong stuff. And it's about time that you got the right stuff. So again, good morning, good morning, good morning. It's a plum-pleasing pleasure being here with you this morning. So what are we going to be talking about today? Well, we're going to be talking about breakfast. Get it? Break fast, break the fast. That's exactly what breakfast is all about. And a lot of you skip breakfast. A lot of you skip breakfast. And so that's not good. And we're going to tell you why that's not good. So again, breakfast. Are you going to start with food, or are you going to start your day on fumes? Okay. It's about like you'd have to think about your car, gas or fumes. It won't go very far on fumes, and neither will you. And that's what we're talking about today. So many people can't face food when they crawl out of bed in the morning. Okay. They usually will grab a quick cup of coffee. That's the standard way. Okay. A quick cup of coffee is usually the adult breakfast. They may throw a muffin or something like that in there, or some type of a cinnamon roll or something. Bottom line, that cup of coffee is becoming the breakfast for people all around the country. And an increasing number of children arrive at school having eaten nothing at all. They get there without. Are y'all listening to me? Children are being sent to school and not getting breakfast in the morning, and we're going to talk about that. So the question is, why even bother with breakfast? Again, let me tell you what breakfast is. Break, B-R-E-A-K, fast, F-A-S-T. You're breaking the fast. That's the longest time that you will go in a day without eating. Normally is overnight. So at nighttime, from 10 at night until 6 or 7 in the morning, you've gone 9-10 hours without eating. It's time to break that fast. You've been on fast. That's why they call it breakfast. You got to get that. So why bother with breakfast? Well, a group of scientists spent 10 years studying the effects of different kinds of breakfasts versus no breakfast at all on people of different ages. So what they did was they looked to see what breakfast did. They looked at different types of breakfasts, and they also looked at no breakfast at all. And what they concluded was that a good breakfast can help both children and adults be less irritable, more efficient, and more energetic. Listen to what I said again. A good breakfast helps both adults and children to be less irritable, more efficient, and more energetic. Breakfast helped children to score higher on tests that were written before the noon recess. Are you listening to me? That morning between the breakfast and the lunch, they scored higher on tests than those that didn't have breakfast. The steady influx of energy apparently stabilize the glucose or the sugar levels in the brain. Are you listening to me? This is powerful. We're talking about that gut brain combination. There's a connection there, and you got to see that. Okay, so what you eat has a lot to do with how you think. You got to see that food sets the mood. You just got to hear that. You got to hear that. You got to hear that. So again, they saw that steady influx of energy, and what that simply means is that when you're eating high fiber foods, good carbohydrate type foods, they give you a steady influx of the sugar, okay, which is the energy, which is the supply, the food supply. That's what your body burns for energy. But when it's the right type of sugar, you don't get those ups and downs. Instead, you get a steady influx of energy. And they found that these children did much, much better in what they were doing because they got good levels of energy into the brain. It improved their mental function and their attention span. I hope that you are listening to me. I hope that you are hearing what we're saying here is that a good breakfast gives a child a good chance to do well at school, especially in the early parts of the morning up to noon. Other studies have even linked healthy breakfasts with less chronic disease. Are you listening to me? Increased longevity. That means you live longer and better health along the way. Are you getting me? Are you hearing me? Chronic disease, having longevity in your life, and having better health are linked with having a good breakfast every day. Okay, so again, a good breakfast, by the way, is one that provides at least 1/3 of the day's calories. So 1/3 of what you're going to get for the day, you ought to have it in the morning when you're just starting off. Are you listening to me? You want to be able to think, you need some fuel in that tank. So when you hit the pedal, you can put the pedal to the metal, that car is going to take off. But if you don't, you're going to hit the pedal, and guess what's going to happen? You're not going to be able to think, folks. You're going to be in a brain fog. So again, 1/3 of the calories that you need for the day ought to be in your breakfast. You ought to start your day with a whole grain cereal. What did I say? Whole grain cereal with whole grain bread, whole grain pancakes, whole grain biscuits. Are you getting what I'm saying? The key word is what? Whole grain. And to add to that, a couple of whole fresh fruits, and you'll find that your energy level stays high throughout the morning. Grains and fruits were the first foods that God gave man when he created them in Genesis. Genesis 1:29 says, I have given you every herb bearing seed which is upon the face of all the earth, and every tree in the which is the fruit of a tree, yielding seed, to you it shall be for meat. So 6,000 years ago, God gave us a breakfast schedule, okay? And it was fruits, nuts, and grains. And right here now, 6,000 years later, we're reading what scientists have said, food specialists have said, doctors have said that we need a good whole grain breakfast with 2 to 3 whole pieces of fruit to go with it to start the day. Hope y'all are listening to me. I'm Dr. Franco Taylor. For those of you who have just joined, you're here with me on the WMPR 90.1 FM on your radio dial with the Right Stuff Helps radio broadcast. That's right. Right Stuff Helps. And it does. And right now we're talking about right stuff. Right stuff starts in the morning with a good breakfast, breaking the fast. Get it? Breakfast. So what's wrong with orange juice and a Danish? Well, you see, again, we're talking about food or fumes. You need something with more fiber in it. You see, your fruits and your grains, so forth, have fiber in them. Although fiber isn't digested by the body, it has a purpose that God gave it for giving it to us. Excuse me, you all looked a little thirsty, so I thought I'd drink us some Belage is what I'm drinking in my water this morning. But the bottom line is the fiber does something. And what it does, since we don't digest it, what happens is it does absorb water. It absorbs water. And as it moves through the stomach and intestines, it helps to give us like a spongy mass that the body can grab, the intestines can grab it and hold it in what is called peristaltic motion and send it through the way it needs to go and keep it moving smoothly. And that spongy helps to do what? dump the sugars and starches that's needed for energy into the system, and the fats, dump them in systematically, not all at once. So you don't get those highs and those lows. Instead, it's a constant surge of of energy all day. No, we don't want enemy. We want energy. So it gives you that constant surge of energy all day long. And so again, fiberless foods like the enriched Danish and just drinking coffee and so forth in the morning, grabbing some French fries and so forth. These fiberless foods quickly pass into the bloodstream and cause the blood sugar levels to rise and fall rapidly. No wonder energy and efficiency levels drop off in the later morning hours. Little or no fiber in your food, eating for breakfast gives you a powerful, powerful opportunity to not have energy. Okay, more than likely, you won't have energy. You won't have a thought process. You won't be able to think the way that you need to think in your morning. Okay, so a person might say, "But I'm not hungry until mid morning." Why is that? I'll tell you why. Probably the biggest reason people feel that way is that they eat a large meal late at night. The night before, they were eating a large meal. They were TV snacking, if you hear what I'm saying, eating pizza and tacos and all the burgers with cheese on them and fries and milkshake, all of that butter fat, all of that milk fat, all of that fat is hydrogenated and the body can't do anything with it. So that means that when you go to sleep, your stomach is trying to go, your body is trying to put you to sleep. The brain's trying to put you to sleep. The melatonin in your body is trying to put you to sleep, but your body is trying to digest food. Remember this, that the largest organ in your body is your digestive and eliminative tract. They're connected together. So from your mouth to your anus is the largest organ in your body. You have 26 feet of small intestine, 7, 8, 9 feet of large intestine. That's almost 35 feet of intestine full of food. When it gets to the other side, it's doo-doo. But your body is full of all of this, and your body is trying to digest all this food. All that blood is working while you're trying to sleep. So what happens? You wake up in the morning tired and hungry. Are you listening to what I'm saying? Your stomach has been working all night long trying to digest all this heavy food that you ate late last night. So instead of being able to go to sleep, you might go to sleep a little bit, but you have all these dreams, all these nightmares. When you're dreaming and nightmaring, you're not asleep. You're almost conscious. Are you listening to what I'm saying? Sleep, true sleep, that rapid eye motion sleep is when you're out of it, man. You don't remember anything. You go sleep for 6 hours and wake up and think you just went to sleep because I'm not saying you're dead, but it's in a stupor that you just don't remember anything. So when you're dreaming and having all these thoughts in your sleep, guess what? You're not really asleep. So again, the bottom line is if you're not hungry, if you're not hungry in the morning, yes, it's generally because you ate late at night. You need to give yourself at least 3 to 4 hours after eating before you go to sleep. So if you're going to go to sleep at 10 o'clock, then you need to eat at 6. Listen, go at 11, then you might need to eat somewhere around 7 o'clock or so, and no later than that, to give the body a chance to do what? To relax, give the stomach a chance to empty, give the body a chance to do what it knows how to do naturally. So how can you work that out? Again, to keep from exhausting your stomach and exhausting your system, eat a light supper at least 4 hours before bedtime, or even skip supper sometimes. Drink a shake, drink some juice, eat some watermelon. This is watermelon season, cantaloupe, honeydew melon. They're almost all water. So if you drink that, eat that at night, okay, before it's too late, then the body can do what? It can relax, it can recover, it can receive all the nutrition it needs, and it can be hydrated. All those good things by not eating late at night. If you got to have something late at night, let it be some watermelon or some type of a melon, or just drink some water or some juice before going to bed. Because again, this gives the body a chance to do what it needs to do. You need 3 or 4 hours of finishing up food before you go to bed at night. So if you do those things, guess what? You'll be ready for break fast in the morning. That's powerful, powerful. It's not that difficult to understand once you see how the body works. But again, uh, let me throw a little something. Time out. Let me throw a little something in there. For those of you who have just joined, I'm Dr. Frank Taylor. You're here with me on WMPR 90.1 FM on the radio dial. And this is the Right Stuff Health Programs. And we're talking about the right stuff that helps. We're talking about foods, okay? We're talking about what you're eating, when you're eating, and what it does to your body when you do it that way. But this is the way you ought to eat. Listen to me carefully. You ought to eat breakfast like a king. So you just woke up, you've been without food for 7, 8, 9, 10 hours. Now you're going to put something in your body. So you want to eat like a king. You want to have a nice big breakfast with the fruits, the nuts, the grains, those kind of things. Good whole grain biscuits and toast and pancakes and waffles if you want. Okay. Some kind of patty. It can be even made out of nuts, believe it or not, and tastes delicious. Okay. And 2 or 3 pieces of fruit to go with that breakfast. Wonderful, wonderful breakfast. And it gives the body what it needs. So you eat breakfast like a king. You eat your lunch like a queen. So you eat a little less in amounts and varieties for lunch than you would at breakfast. Breakfast, you need to get up, you need to go. So you need lots of good variety of food, a wholesome breakfast. Okay, start that vehicle loaded with good octane of fuel so that you can operate throughout the morning and head you into lunch. For lunch, you eat like a queen. So you eat less for lunch. But then for supper, you eat like a pauper. Are you listening to me carefully? Listen to me. Listen to me. In the evening, it's getting close to time to go to bed. And if you're going to go, and remember, Leviticus 17:11 tells us that the life of the flesh is in the blood, and it takes blood to put you to sleep. So what am I saying to you? You need the blood that comes from not overcrowding the body. So if you eat light for supper, the body is able to digest it. And by the time it's time for you to go to sleep, you're ready because there's nothing in your stomach. Are you getting what I'm saying? So you eat breakfast like a king. You eat lunch like a queen. And you eat dinner or supper like a pauper. Are you getting me? You eat a lot more in the morning than you do at night when it's time to go to sleep. Because if you don't, your body is going to spend the night trying to put you to sleep and trying to digest the food at the same time. And you're going to wake up in the morning tired and hungry. So again, we're talking about breaking the fast, folks. So somebody would ask, won't skipping breakfast help me to lose weight? Well, if you're trying to lose weight, that's one way of looking at it, but it's actually been proven, surprisingly, that that's not the case. The Iowa breakfast studies demonstrated that the omission of breakfast does not have an advantage, okay, in weight reduction. It actually is a disadvantage because those who omit breakfast literally accentuate their hunger and eat more snacks and more food, more junk, you might say. And again, they eat this snack and junk food for the rest of the day to make up for the lack of a good breakfast. Are you getting me? So now they've jacked up their stomach. They've got all this stuff in there that's going to do what? Put them on the roller coaster. Energy up, energy down, energy up, energy down. So they just messed up the body and the system and the brain and the nerves for the whole day. They also suffer a significant loss of efficiency in the late morning hours when it's needed. That's when you need that during the day. And because of this wrong food situation, because of skipping breakfast, because of throwing in snicks and snacks and then now laters and nabs, we used to call them, that's the Nabisco cheese crackers and peanut butter crackers and so forth. All of that garbage food throws you into a tizzy and it messes with the body, okay? And you lose the efficiency in your brain power and your work power in the late morning hours. So I'm going to say this. A doctor once said, I have yet to meet an overweight person who doesn't skip breakfast and snack at night. Are you listening to me? That doctor was simply saying, the doctor was Pat Harper, RD, American Dietetic Association, simply said that they never met a person that was overweight, an obese person, who didn't skip breakfast So most obese people skip breakfast. Are you listening to me? And they snack late at night. Oh, I don't know if y'all hear what I'm saying. So you think I'm not eating a whole lot, so I'm going to lose weight. But instead, they gain weight. They become obese. I've yet to meet an overweight person who doesn't skip breakfast. That means that they all skip breakfast and they all do what? Snack late at night. So somebody says, but I don't have time to eat breakfast. Well, many people are in the habit of staying up late, looking at the movies and the TV and all that kind of stuff. And then they sleep as long as they can in the morning, okay? Try to get that extra time in. So they're running late for work. They're on the skip, on the move, on the jump, on the run. Okay, so bottom line, what are we saying here? We're simply saying that you want to make sure that you've eaten before it's time to go to bed, okay? And you want to make sure that you eat your meals. You're going to eat 3 meals a day. Eat those 3 meals, but stop eating the snacks in between. If you eat your 3 meals, if you eat and get full during those meals, then you won't want a snack during the day, if you hear what I'm saying. And then if you go to bed on time, you'll have time to wake up in the morning, okay, and have your breakfast. Although a few people work more efficiently at night, most don't fit that timetable. So go to bed, get up early in the morning, and then you've got plenty of time to eat your breakfast, to plan your day, do some work that needs to be done. So again, try going to bed early enough so that you can wake up in the morning feeling refreshed and with time to spare. Begin the day by drinking at least 2 glasses of lukewarm water in the morning to rinse and freshen your stomach and get your body ready, okay? Put on your gym stuff and go for a nice brisk walk. If you wake up in time in the morning, I call that happy hour. You wake up, you went to sleep on time, went to sleep before 10. And again, I've always told you that the best hours of sleep are between the hours of 9 p.m. and 3 a.m. 9 to 3. Those 6 hours will feel like 8 to 10 hours. Great sleep. If you sleep too much longer than that, your back will actually start hurting because those are the best hours. Those are the hours in which the moon has a gravitational pull on the earth and on our bodies, and it helps us to get that deep, rich, rapid eye motion sleep, deep slumber sleep, which is the best sleep. Those 6 hours, that's 9 to 3, 9 p.m. to 3 a.m. But if you go to bed from, say, 10 to 4, that's still great. But if you start going to bed, you're going to bed at 11 o'clock and 12 o'clock, you're not going to get good sleep, okay? And you're not going to wake up refreshed and ready to go. But when you wake up in the morning, if you drink 2 glasses of lukewarm water to get the body started, your body will do something for you that'll throw you out. It'll mess you up. It'll be so wonderful. Go get that brisk walk in the morning, take your nice shower, get dressed for the day, fix your breakfast, take your time to eat it because you went to bed on time. And this works with children too. Put them in the bed early enough so that they can wake up in the morning in time to have a good breakfast. Everyone can have breakfast around the table together. A wonderful, wonderful thing. For those of you who have just joined, I'm Dr. Franco Taylor. We're talking about food or fuel. Okay, we're talking about are you going to deal with fumes? Okay, or are you going to have some breakfast to get started within the day? So now, again, being able to wake up and have time to eat breakfast, and that being your biggest meal of the day, is a great way to start the day. Now, how do you pick a cereal? Well, it's tough to pick a cereal these days. Do you go for the fiber or the least fat and sugar? Do you go with whole grains, or do you want more vitamins, or what the kids demand? Okay, what do you want in this situation? Well, at 450 pounds, at $4.50 a pound, which is what most cereals add up as far as cost is concerned. Many cereals cost as much as a steak or a pound of cheese or chicken breast or sirloin steak. So that's because 55% of the price of cereals goes into what? Marketing profits, advertising profits, and so forth. So twice as much as the average of other foods. So what are we saying here? Be wary of names and claims, okay? You can trust claims to a certain extent, but you got to be careful, okay? You got to be careful. For instance, let's take Honey Nut Cheerios, for example, has more sugar and more sugar than honey. Okay, they call honey nut, but they have more sugar than honey, and they have more salt than nuts, okay? So it's not Honey Nut cereal, it's sugar and salt, if you hear what I'm saying. You got to check your ingredient list, okay? Um, if there's less sugar, skip it. If there is less fruit than sugar, you want to skip it. Look for whole grains. Check your ingredients to make sure the wheat and the oats are whole, or rolled oats, or old-fashioned oats, but not these 1, 2, 3 quick cooking type oats, okay? Make sure your rice is brown rice. And if there's some bran added, that's even better. Check the fiber content. Cancer experts advise up to 40 grams a day. Most Americans don't get over 10 grams of fiber. Okay, this means eat a lot of whole grains, a lot of fruit, a lot of beans, a lot of vegetables, good cruciferous vegetables, and get the grams of fiber that you need. Look for at least 10 grams of fiber per meal and 15 grams if you're constipated. Are you listening to me? You need more fiber if you're having constipation problems. Minimize the sugar. It doesn't matter if it's honey, brown sugar, corn syrup, or fruit juice. Minimize the sugar that you're taking in any one meal. All of these give you the same issues, the same problems. Look for cereals with no more than 5 grams of added sugar per serving. And of course, limit the sodium that you're taking in. Look for the least amount of sodium in your cereals. Watch out for those fat traps, folks. Most cereals are low in fat, but beware of granola and muesli and things like that. Stick to cereals with no more than 3 grams of fat per serving, okay? So what are we trying to say to you? We're simply saying that you've got to be your own best advocate for health, and you've got to definitely cut back on all these things that are causing you problems. But that sugar in the morning is detrimental to your health. So a good breakfast, again, does these things, and you all look a little thirsty, so I'm going to drink us some more water. And we're closing down now. We're almost about ready to close down. The bottom line is a good breakfast. Listen to me carefully. You might want to write some of these things down, folks. You got to take notes. A good breakfast boosts your energy. It increases your attention span. It heightens your sense of well-being. Okay. Studies have now linked healthy breakfasts to less chronic disease, a longer life, more longevity, and better health. Are you getting me? Less disease, a longer life, and better health, and energy, and great thought pattern, great nerve balance throughout the day. Make the most of your day. Many studies have emphasized the importance of breakfast. If you want to make the most of your day, fuel your body early with the right stuff. Oh, did you get that? You need the right stuff, folks, not the wrong stuff, not the sugared up stuff, not the fat stuff, not the snack stuff. Eat your 1, 2, or 3 meals a day. Eat everything that you're going to eat at that meal. If you're going to have a snack, don't wait an hour later. Eat the snack with the meal. That means that all of the food is in the stomach. And if you're eating at 8 o'clock, and you got until 12, 12:30, eat your next meal. But if you eat a meal in between around 10 o'clock, now the stomach is overcrowded with food. And the food that you ate at 8 that should have been gone at 12 is still sitting there with the food, the snack that you ate at 10. So when you get to 12, you got 2 meals in your stomach and there should be none. And now you're going to eat your lunch. Now you've got 3 meals in your stomach. And at 2 o'clock, you're going to eat another snack. That's 4 meals in your stomach. So you're wondering why you're going all day long and you're doing this all day. Boy, you're bloating and you're burping and you're griping and you're flatulence and passing gas and you don't know what's wrong. And you feel sleepy. You feel tired. You feel sluggish. You don't feel good. What's going on? You got brain fog because you're crowding your body with all this food. So remember this. Eat 3 meals, 2 meals, whatever you're going to eat. Get full at that meal and you won't need a snack. And if you're eating the whole grain fruits, whole grain cereals, you're eating the nuts, you're eating the fresh vegetable salads, and you're eating the fruits, then you won't get hungry because your body will have all the energy, all the fuel that it needs in order to take you through the day. I'm going to do this. I do it all the time for you. And I want you to remember this because this is very important. Again, we're going to look at 2 plates of food, folks. We're talking about food or are we talking about fumes? Okay. Are we talking about real or is it Memorex? I mean, you don't want to be deceived in thinking that you're eating something and filling the stomach if it's going to be detrimental to the way you think, if it's going to be detrimental to your energy, to your nerves, and to your health and your longevity. Don't you want to be around a long time? Well, you need to eat the foods that are going to do that. So let's look at the food real quick. Like over here, we've got a plate of food. On this plate, we've got animal products. We know they're dead because you ain't eating no live animals. Listen to me carefully, folks. You've also got, but here's a question to you. If you cook a vegetable, is it live or is it dead? You know the answer. It's dead. Anytime you put 350 degrees on anything for 45 minutes or so, it's dead. So you've got your animals over here, they're dead. You got your cooked vegetables dead, your macaroni cheese, your scrambled eggs, all that's dead, okay? It tastes good, but it's dead. Over here, we've got a plate of food, and we've got green leaf lettuce, we've got cucumbers, we got tomatoes, we got carrots, bell peppers, we've got broccoli and cauliflower, you know, the way you put it in a salad. Okay. We've got apples, peaches, pears, plums, bananas, grapes, raisins, mangoes, papayas, blueberries, gooseberries, strawberries, berries. Okay. Get it? Get it? Get it? You got live over here. You got dead over here. Now, here's my question to you. Listen to this carefully. These answers to these questions can change your life starting today. Are you listening to me? So 2 plates of food. Which side has enzymes that's going to help your body digest the meal? The live side. Which side has minerals that are going to build your muscles, your joints, your ligaments, and your tendons, keep your arteries and your veins strong? The live side. Okay. Which side has vitamin? Vitamin means life, that's going to help boost your immune system, and your immune system will fight off all invaders, including viruses. Are you listening to me? Which side is going to give you that? The live side. Which side is going to give you the fiber? The fiber that's going to help those bowels move, like most of y'all's ain't moving without force and without help. Okay. The live side. Are y'all getting what I'm saying? Which side gives you what the body needs? The live side. But which side do people eat the most of? That's an aha moment. That's a duh. How can you have good life? How can you have strength? How can you have good thought pattern? How can you have balanced nerves? How can you have energy if you're eating mainly dead food? I hope you got that. That's so powerful. If you get that, everything I've said before this didn't really matter. That's the most important thing. It'll keep you alive. So again, you want to look at your breakfasts. You want to break fast means you're breaking the fast. And when you break that fast, you want to break it and you want to put things in your body that are going to give you a good start for the morning. So hope that made sense, folks. Breaking the fast. Remember that. That's the first food that you're putting in your stomach since you went to bed the night before. And so what you put in ought to be the best, not the only food, but the best food. And that's your fruits, your nuts, your grains, your whole grains, and your vegetables in a live state as possible. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is we're going to open up the telephone lines for those of you who might have questions. Again, you're here with me, Brother Franco Taylor, Dr. Franco Taylor, here on WMPR 90.1 FM on your radio dial, broadcasting out of Jackson, Mississippi. I like to say that because I've got some loved ones. My mother-in-law, my brother-in-law, my new father-in-law are all down there in Jackson. I love them to pieces. And a lot of friends down there in Jackson, including my dear friend, Mr. Sherry Jones there at the radio station. But again, we come to you every Tuesday morning from 7 o'clock until 8 o'clock with the Right Stuff Helps radio broadcast. You can reach us at 901-425-2273. 901-425-2273 with questions about your health. If you want to learn how to be healthy and live a long life, we'll teach you how to do that. We'll give you a consultation over the phone, a group consultation over the phone, individualized or group, okay? And we'll show you, we'll give you your own paperwork showing you, put you on a 90-day plan and show you how to lose weight, gain weight, get your high blood pressure down, get your sugar level down, get your waistline in, get your energy level up, sinusitis, kidney, bladder, yeast, ovarian infection. It does not matter. Alzheimer's, just get with us and we'll show you what we've done for maybe 16,000 people in over 41 years to help them turn their health around. We're going to show you how to get yourself well right there in the confines of your own home spaces, okay? Look forward to hearing from you. Again, 901-425-2273. But right now, we're going to open up for questions all these years, you've probably never ever got real answers to the concerns that you have about your health from your doctors, your medical professionals, and so forth. Not because they're against you, it's just they don't have time and they don't think you're going to understand it anyway because you don't understand medical stuff. So you've gone and not gotten answers. You've taken drugs and didn't have a clue why you were taking it. I hear people tell me every single day, well, Dr. Franco, my doctor has me on these drugs and they make me nauseated. I almost pass out. My legs start cramping. My head starts hurting. I have to throw up. And then my doctor, I'm hoping one day they'll take me off of it. Duh. I mean, I understand that maybe your doctor prescribed that for you, but you've got to use good old mother wit. They used to call it common sense, okay? But you've got to say if something's hurting you, go to the doctor and say, hey, look, I can't do this. So you've got to think about yourself. You got to think for yourself. So what we're talking about is having the right stuff. So let's get some questions answered. You can call right now at 901-383-0404. What did I say? 901-383-0404 with any questions that you might have regarding your health. And again, this morning we talked about hello, good morning, caller. Okay, hold on here. Let's see what we've got. Hello, hello?
Yeah, it's a bad signal here.
Okay, we got you now.
Well, I don't understand how you can say, or would you further explain the Alzheimer's piece of it? Because I'm quite familiar with Alzheimer's. I do believe alcohol and medications mixed have a lot to do with it, but I'm not so sure about what you're talking about on the diet part.
Okay, all right, well, let's talk about it. That's a good question. All right, everybody, the question is that alcohol and so forth can have an effect on individuals causing early dementia, Alzheimer's. But what about food? What does that have to do? Well, we need to understand something, and that's a great question, sir. Thank you very much. What we must realize is that the brain utilizes 1/3 of the nutrition that goes into your body any given day. Go Google me, go ask any doctor, any nutritionist. 1/3 of the nutrition that goes into your body goes to the brain. It uses a lot. It's only 2 or 3 pounds, but it uses 1/3 of the nutrition that goes into your body on a regular basis. And if the food is demineralized, if it has no vitamins, no nutrients, if it's dead stuff, then that means your body is not getting anything and your brain is getting 1/3 of that nothing. And nothing from nothing leaves nothing. So what are we saying? We're saying that your nerves and your brain power is also tooled by what? Good, nutritious foods. Your longevity, that's what I've said throughout the day when we've been talking, is that longevity, energy, brain power, and function has to do a good deal with your food. Of course, a lot of other things have to do with that. You need water, you need good fresh air, you need exercise, you need sunlight, you need good rest. All of that helps to build the body. But there's a gut-brain connection. All of the doctors are saying that right now, that the food that goes into your body, if it doesn't build good red blood, if it doesn't cause your body to circulate, it's going to stop the circulation of blood to the entire body, including the brain. Listen to what I'm saying. I'm not saying that alcohol and other things don't have a problem, but most people don't drink alcohol all throughout their life. These things are building up. The circulation of blood to the brain, those capillaries, those little small capillaries literally start clogging up. So the brain's not getting oxygen, the brain's not getting nutrition, and that starts to wear down that person's ability, their brain power, their thought pattern, their ability, their nerves, everything starts going, and it has a lot to do with diet and lifestyle. Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. Hope that made some sense to you, sir.
Yes, sir, it does. I would have more questions about this, but at the moment I'll pass, let someone else ask.
Okay, but we really appreciate your honesty and we appreciate your question. And if you could give us a call at any time at 901-425-2273, we'd be glad to answer your questions. You might even want a consultation for yourself or for the individual that's possibly suffering with Alzheimer's. We work with maybe 500 cases of Alzheimer's and dementia, even my own mother, okay, that they said had dementia. And every time I would get her, make sure she was on a good diet, brain pattern came right back. But when her bowels were stopped up and when the urine wasn't flowing like it was supposed to, her brain was affected because all these toxic, poisonous things are going through. And again, Leviticus 17:11 tells us that the life of the flesh is in the blood. Well, if that blood flowing through to the brain is toxic, if it's full of wastes, then it's going to stop the brain from functioning. The synapses from the nerves, from the brain to the spinal cord are not going to work correctly, and that person's going to start seeming like they're just losing it brain-wise. When in reality, a good food regimen, cleaning out that system, getting the bowels and urine to flowing, and you'll see that person spring to life like a flower once it's had good allotment of rain, okay, after a dry spell. And we've seen it hundreds and hundreds of times. And again, there are lots of reasons for Alzheimer's and dementia, but one of the main has to do with a good diet and a good lifestyle. So we appreciate that call. That was a great call. We're going to go to our next caller. Do we have another caller? We're talking about the gut-brain connection. We're talking about eating a good breakfast, a nutritious breakfast, a well-rounded breakfast, one that gives us the things that the body needs, that the organs need, that the brain needs. Remember, what you eat, what goes into your body has to try to go across the blood-brain barrier. Okay, if it's the wrong foods, the brain is the only organ that has this barrier that will stop things from coming in, because the body is doing what? God has designed the body to protect itself. And your brain is the organization chamber, okay? At an airport, you got the command post, okay? And it's making everything happen. And that's what the brain is doing. So the body protects itself by putting a sheath, a layer of protection that keeps any and everything from getting through to the brain. And so if the stuff is wrong, the brain's not getting anything. And if it's not getting nutrition, and it needs a third of the nutrition going into the body, and if nothing's going in that's worth it, then nothing from nothing leaves nothing. You all remember the old saying, the old song that says, nothing from nothing leaves nothing. And if the brain's getting nothing, how can it subsist? How can it be the command post? How can it keep you going? And it has nothing to go on. Just thought you'd like to hear that. It's important that we get the right stuff. So again, you can give me a call right now, and I'm at 901-383-0404, 901-383-0404. I am so sure that there are more of you out there that have questions. Please give us a call. Let's talk about it. And do this for me, please, if you would. If you would give me a call at, okay, I think we've got another caller there. Hello, caller. You're on the air.
Good morning.
Good morning. Could you speak up just a little bit, please?
Yes, sir. How does Cornui work with the brain, please?
How does Cornui work with the brain? Okay. Customer probably is familiar with our formulas, the Japanese formulas. This one is called Cornu. Let me make sure I've got it turned right. It's called Cornu. And how does it work with the brain? Basically, it does this. It increases blood flow. It helps the body to actually burn up those fats and those sugars, those caramelized fats, those starchy foods that we're eating that dump sugar into the bloodstream, that clog up the bloodstream. And this brings us to what? And all these sugars and fats that the body can't break down, then the pancreas can't secrete enough insulin to break it down. So now it's in the bloodstream. So your sugar level goes up and the fat level goes up, and that same fat clogs up the capillaries going to the brain. So the bottom line is, once you start taking the Cornu, it burns up the fat, it burns up those excess sugars, and it causes the blood to flow. When the blood flows, then all the organs of the body get what they need, especially oxygen, and especially pulling out poisons and toxins, and especially putting nutrients in. So it doesn't matter what organ we're talking about. Once that canoe burns up those excess fats and sugars and starches, then the blood flows like it's supposed to. You sleep well at night. And when you wake up in the morning, the sugar level's gone down, the blood pressure's gone down, the waistline's going in, there's more circulation to the brain, and the entire body basically gets an internal shower. It gets a flush, and then it gets an influx with all of this good high fiber nutrition. You've got cacao and black bean in the canoe that goes through, takes your food through slowly, so it's giving you what you need throughout the day. That's what we've been talking about. It's loaded with high fibers, and they're all grown on the farms, okay, of Sankey, the company that manufactured these formulas. These formulas took almost 40 years in research and development, and they're designed to give the body what it needs. In this case, the fiber that it needs and the burn that it needs to cause the mitochondria to begin to beat, to give each individual the energy that they need for the day. But hopefully that answered that question. The canoe helps to burn excess fats and starches and so forth, and it helps to give the body the energy that it needs. It helps to lower and cleanse the pancreas so it can lower the A1C. It can lower the blood pressure by cleaning out the arteries and veins and not dumping in more fat, starch, and sugar into the system. Great question. Thank you so much for that question. Again, you're here with me on the Right Stuff Helps radio broadcast. I'm Dr. Franco Taylor, and we're open for questions. 901-383-0404, 901-383-0404. We've got time. Get your questions in. Maybe not for you, but maybe for someone you love, a loved one, a family member who's got questions and they're not getting their questions answered. I know there are a lot of you out there who are not getting your questions answered, and you need some common sense answers, something that makes sense, something that you can understand. A lot of the answers that you get, again, are so complicated that you don't have a clue. Because mostly I'll ask people, let me ask you first, let me ask you a question. They'll tell me, well, I don't eat gluten. I said, okay, why not? Because it's not good for you. And I say, okay, why is it not good for you? Because it causes problems. Well, what kind of problems does it cause? Well, I just know that they say, and we finally get down to it, they say that gluten's not good for you. Well, that is true. In a lot of cases, it is. Okay, we have a little problem with transmission there. Hello, caller?
What's the youngest age a person can take clean sweep, please?
Okay, good question. Good question. Clean sweep colon broom. That's our other formula. The first formula actually that we designed almost 38 years ago. 3 generations of people have been taking the clean sweep because of its ability to clean out. But the bottom line is a child 2 years old could actually take the formula. They could take half of the dose that a grown person would take, because generally it's 1 teaspoon in juice or water, stirred up, and followed with a big glass of water a couple of times a day. And what it does, it gives you 2 to 3 good bulky bowel movements every day. It's got 3 or 4 different types of fiber in the body to make up for that fiber that most of you are not getting, okay? It literally has things in it like licorice root that acts as a natural cortisone, because when our bowels don't move, we usually have pain and discomfort. Well, the licorice root acts as a natural cortisone to help soothe and take away some of that discomfort and pain. We put anise and fennel and ginger in there. What does that do? That gets rid of the bloating, the griping, the flatulence that you have when the bowels don't move the way they're supposed to. And it's got 2 or 3 other types of fiber in it, slippery elm, and things that, remember earlier we were talking about food going through the right kind of grains, and it absorbs moisture and it gives you a good soggy push through. Well, that's exactly what this fiber does, all these fibers that are in the clean sweep colon broom. So what you're doing is not only is it helping you to go to the bathroom, but it's cleaning out and it's retooling, rebooting, and refurbishing your entire digestive and eliminative tract. So it's cleaning out that colon. small intestine, large intestine, right down to the anus. It's cleaning it out and it's refurbishing it, it's strengthening it, it's healing it, if you can hear what I'm saying. It was designed to do just that. So again, you can call us at 901-425-2273. Ask us about it, or you can go to our website, which is www.rightstuffhealth.com. And you'll see our formulas there. You'll see the Clean Sweep Colon Broom. You'll see the Belage. This is the Belage, and we'll talk about it. The Belage, basically one of our formulas, and we're down to 4 formulas, folks. We had 12 formulas at one time. Within the last year and a half, the FDA has shut down most major companies that do what we do. Most of them are doctor-based companies. They literally shut them down, shut the websites down. They can no longer say certain things about healing, about formulas that are going to help with high blood, do. But we talk about formulas that do what? Help the body to do what it needs to do. And what can you say about that? We're not saying that it heals. We're saying that it helps the body to do what the body was designed by God to do. And you can do that. You can help your body to do its job. That's all we say here. So bottom line, the Belage has over 14,000 billion. That's 14,000 trillion. I'm sorry, 14 trillion antioxidant molecules with nanotechnology that go straight through the blood-brain barrier, straight through the cell walls at the microcellular level. And within 10 minutes, you're actually feeling your body rearrange itself. It's reversing, recovering, and restoring the problems in the body, because it's flushing the body and it's giving the body what it needs in a nanotechnology, which is very minuscule, so it can get straight into the system and begin to help the body do what? Heal itself. This formula was designed, it took 40 years in its design. It's been available for 10 years, but only 1 year in the United States. So it was being used in China, Mexico, Brazil, places like that, Portugal. And guess what? The doctors were literally giving these formulas to their patients, okay, instead of drugs. I hope you hear what I'm saying. So the bottom line is they're just become available in America. And doctors are needing to learn about this, okay, that you've actually got formulas that were designed. This Belage, I'm just going to say it, and one day we'll spend the time on the Belage, but the Belage has white paper, and it has been tried in vivo and in vitro trials, actual trials with living volunteers, and it proved to do something. It worked against influenza A, influenza B, gastroenteritis, and even SARS. And what it did was it was shown to help the body to actually stop those viruses. So again, we've got a caller. Hello, caller. You're on the air.
Yeah, I'm trying to find out something about this sugar balance. You ever looked at the sugar balance?
Sugar balance?
Yeah, it's supposed to be good for diabetes.
Okay, well, there's all kinds of formulas out there, ma'am. We know that a formula or a drug or a medicine or a vitamin is not going to get your sugar under control. You need something that's going to help your body to burn up these sugars and starches, help to get them out of your system, help your pancreas to begin to do what? Secrete more insulin to break it down. So I don't know about the sugar balance, that particular formula. There's hundreds of formulas out there. But I've been doing this basically for 41 years, and we've helped individuals to literally get their sugar under control. In 6 weeks or less, they got their own sugar under control by learning how to stop putting in things that build the sugar up like that, and how to help the body to cleanse itself, how to strengthen the pancreas, how to get the body to moving and burning up and getting rid of those fats and sugars. And that was what we talked about just a little bit ago. We talked about this. It's called Renew. And again, it took almost 40 years for this to be developed. It's been available for about 10 years now in the 10 years period, but only 1 year in the United States. And in the year and a half that I've been involved with it, I've watched individuals get their sugar level under control. They got their own sugar levels under control using this formula that helps the body to burn up those fats and sugars, keep them from getting into the bloodstream so they don't raise up your A1C. Instead, it burns them up. It turns them into instant energy. And then the residue is taken out of the system and it's not left in the bloodstream. So you wake up in the morning with your sugar down, your blood pressure down, and your waist going in.
Well, how do I go about purchasing something like that?
Just give us a call, 901-425-2273, and we'll talk about it. Or if you got someone that can get you on our website, which is www.
No,
Don't know nothing about that.
Okay.
Okay, but if you'll call us, yes, ma'am, if you'll call us, we'll see about getting an order of that in for you. We'll tell you all about it, how it works, why it works, and we'll see. We'll get that to you so you can start getting some relief.
Now give me that number again. Now.
Yes, ma'am. It's 901
Mm-hmm.
425
Mm-hmm.
2273.
73.
And
I can call. What time of day can I call?
Say between the hours of 1 until 3. I'm sorry, 9 in the morning until 3. From 9 to 3. Yes, ma'am.
9 to 3.
Yes, ma'am. And someone will answer and help you and see about getting that to you so you can start getting that sugar level under control.
All right. Thank you so much for the privilege of your time. Okay.
Well, and thank you for calling. We appreciate it. Tell some more folks about that radio program, okay?
Yes, I will.
All
Be
right.
blessed.
You be blessed too. Thank you. Again, folks, we're about out of time. We're getting right down to it. You've heard about round to it. We're getting around to it. We've got just a few more minutes, but we've got a couple of minutes for you to call if you'd like. If you've got questions that you've never gotten answered. This is Dr. Franco Taylor. I'm here on WMPR 90.1 FM on your radio dial, broadcasting out of Jackson, Mississippi, out of the Delta, okay? And we're talking about the right stuff, and the right stuff as it relates to you're getting a good breakfast in the morning, the importance of it, not eating junk foods, not eating late at night, other things you need to do. Don't drink liquids with your meals. Drink your liquids 15 minutes before your meal, 45 minutes to an hour after your meal. Just things that you can do so that your food can work for you. It's like putting fuel in your gas tank. You want to put the right octane of fuel. You want to do it just right. And the same thing for your body. You want to give your body the things that it needs so that it can operate for you. When you put that pedal to the metal, you want it to take off and go. And that's whether it's energy or whether it's thought pattern or whether it's nerve balance, whatever you need, you want your body to be balanced. And that's what we help you do at Right Stuff Health and Wellness Center here in Memphis, Tennessee. And we can talk to you over the phone. We can do Zoom calls, whatever is necessary. You can go to our website, which again is rightstuffhealth.com, rightstuffhealth.com. And look at our website. We've got lots of videos on our website that would help you. And it looks like we might have another caller. Let's see if we can get them on here. Okay. Hello.
Good morning, Doctor.
Good morning. How are you, sir?
All right. This is Brian from Mississippi. Tell me, this Cornu is the best time to take this in the morning.
I know the Balage you would take in the morning with 16 ounces of lukewarm water, but the Cornu you would take that in the evening time. Let's just say, since we don't drink with our meals, 15 minutes before your meal, if you could drink an 8-ounce glass of lukewarm water and put your sachet of Cornu in that, then that will give you what you need. It'll be in there to help to carry the food through the way that it should, to help with the digestion of the food, and to help keep the fats and starches and sugars that you may take in that meal, to help them from dumping into the bloodstream, but instead to burn them, turn them into energy, and take the residue out of the body so that that sugar level, that blood pressure level can all go down. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Okay, I couldn't quite hear you. Hello?
Yes. You said that?
Okay.
It's going to help you work also, right?
Yes, sir, definitely, because it's going to help to burn those excess fats and sugars. It's going to burn them. It's going to turn them into energy instead of dumping them and storing them inside of your bloodstream. It's going to burn them up and take them out of the system, if you hear what I'm saying. So that's going to definitely help with the weight, because it's going to burn those caramelized, thick, sticky fats It's going to burn them up, give you the energy that you need, and take the residue on out of the body. Yes, sir.
8 ounces of warm water, right?
8 ounces of warm water, 15 minutes before your meal, and it'll give you the best results. Yes, sir.
And the large, you take it with warm water also, right?
The Blage warm water, but 16 ounces of water in the morning, first thing with the Blage.
Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you, sir. Thank you for your call. All right, folks, we're about out of time. We're around to it. This is Dr. Franco Taylor here on WMPR 90.1 FM with the Right Stuff Helps radio broadcast. Until next week, same time, same station. I'm saying we love you, and you've got to use the right stuff. May God bless.